Looking at the Markets with David Modell. Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. I've got a very special guest today. He is a resource expert, gold and copper expert, and we've got a lot to talk about today in the world of precious metals. He is Mr. Ian Slater, CEO of Libero Copper and Gold. I want you to visit liberocopper.com, and if you're interested in the stock on the TSXV exchange in Canada, it is ticker symbol LBC. In the United States, on the OTCQB exchange, it is LBCMF. Mr. Slater, welcome to Looking at the Markets, sir.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate having you and your expertise here. Now, Ian, you've been in the markets for literally decades. COVID-19 is the first ever event where the world's largest economies have been lawfully told to shut down. So how disruptive is this economic event on markets and on the average business?
Well, as you would know, it's unbelievable for the average business. Something like 50% of U.S. small businesses are going to close their doors forever. I mean, it's just unbelievable and unprecedented. But for our business, for the mining industry and the exploration industry, really things couldn't look better. Gold is nearing all-time highs. And it's only going to get better for gold with everything that's going on in the world and with the virus and economically and financially. And then as these massive this government spending happens over the next year, it's going to be excellent for copper as well.
Yeah, agreed. Now, the price of gold has gotten, it's been rocketing higher in the face of both the uncertainty and the monetary and fiscal new credit and new currency creation in the trillions. It looks like we'll be at all-time highs soon, and Barrick Gold is actually the best performing S&P 500 this year. Is gold the place to be right now?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's and look at the difference in the price from paper gold to real gold, right? Where we have a $500 difference right now. It's that's where you need to be for sure, is in gold and in gold explorers.
Yeah. So, but on the other side of this nightmare, there's going to be so much money in the hands of these CEOs and these governments to implement giant infrastructure plans, giant onshoring of factories back from China to homeland soil, huge construction projects, and it all requires massive amounts of metals such as silver and copper. So is this, in your opinion, a resource boom? On the other side of this, as the glut of dollars becomes a drag and investors start to look where to put their cash in a zero income world with this crazy expensive stock market? I mean, what's your outlook on this?
Yeah, most certainly. Gold right now, is very exciting, and then copper afterwards, because as all of this stimulus spending happens, as all of this electrification of the world happens, the world is in desperate need for copper, and there are very few copper juniors. There's very few copper development stories, and supply is going through is flying, and I mean demand, is going astronomical. Supply is reducing. There's mines closing, and there's not new mines opening fast enough.
I see it as a huge opportunity, and you run a small cap company called Libero Copper and Gold. It's really early stage. There's plenty of upside potential, great risk reward profile as I see it, if managed correctly. And from what I understand, the company wants to follow in the footsteps of giants like the business model of Ross Beatty, for example. I think that's smart. What does the company currently own? How does it intend to create more value out of that? And who are the insiders and their positions?
Right. Yeah, exactly. The business model for Libero is very similar to Lumina. In the last cycle, Ross and his VP exploration, Leo Hathaway, who's my partner on Libero, they acquired large copper projects with historical drilling and no fatal flaws at the bottom of the market, de-risked them, sold them to majors for $1.5 billion at the peak of the market around the 2007 time. And we're doing exactly that. So already we've picked up 3 projects. Two of them are huge porphyry copper projects that sit right with our business plan. We already have 12 billion pounds of copper, and this is in Colombia, the US, and Canada. And in addition to these large resources, which are projects that will become mines, large copper mines, we also have a very exciting gold exploration happening in British Columbia right now, with drilling starting in May.
Yeah, I want people to understand this is a copper and gold company profiting from both potentially, and I personally see the potential for huge upside here. If people want to learn more about you and your company and even contact you or the company, how would they do so?
Just on the website, we have all of our contact details there, liberocopper.com.
Yeah, I want people to check that out. Again, Ian Slater, CEO of Libero Copper and Gold, liberocopper.com. I'm going to make it easy for everybody. Go ahead below this video. The link is in the description right there, liberocopper.com, or just type it right into your browser, because I want everybody to do the research before they invest in anything. And if people do want to check out the stock, again, in Canada on the TSXV exchange, ticker symbol LBC. In America on the OTCQB exchange, LBCMF. Mr. Slater, is there anything else you'd like my audience to know about right now?
Well, in summary, we've got a lot of very large copper resources, 12 billion pounds of copper, and drilling one of the most exciting gold copper projects in the Golden Triangle in British Columbia shortly.
Yeah, and I just really like the prospects for this and the prospects for metals generally. I believe that there is a commodities super cycle that's really just getting started, and we're going to get help from the government, from the Fed, as they devalue the dollar, and this is a huge opportunity for those who are ready and willing to take it. Mr. Slater, thank you for your expertise today. I just want to give you an open invitation to come on back to looking at the markets, but for today, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.